Welcome to Pioneer Village at Shingle Creek. Living off the grid in tiny houses is popular these days, but it used to be the only way of life. We have preserved a collection of authentic structures that give you a glimpse into how people once lived here in Osceola County. This here is the Lanier home. The Laniers were prominent ranchers here in Osceola County in the late 1800s. John Lanier is known as one of Florida's pioneer cattle kings. Over 3 generations of Lanyards took pride in raising their families in this very home. Do any of these old appliances and items look familiar to you? Even though they look old, the home and adjacent structures provided everything the ranching family needed to thrive and be comfortable. This is the smokehouse, used for butchering and preserving meat. The garden was large enough to grow crops and keep chickens to feed the whole family. Is this elaborate structure what you envision when you hear the word outhouse? Next we have the Cadman home. This home looks fancier than the Lanyard. That's because the Cadman family were wealthy investors from England who moved here to work on the Florida Land Development Project. They definitely like to be surrounded by the finer things in life. How would you classify their way of living compared to today's standards? Cadman's 3 sons lived in a small detached building called the bachelor's quarters. The kitchen was detached from the main house as well. The class system is clearly illustrated when comparing all the structures here on Pioneer Village. The Cadmans also had a citrus grove on the property, along with a packing house where the fresh oranges were sorted and packaged for sale by the crateful. Then there's the Tyson home. The Tysons were the average working-class family who made ends meet by farming. The 11-member family lived in the one-room home, which was typical for the working class. Some other structures of note include the water tower, the sugarcane grinder, and the outdoor stove for cooking up cane syrup. We have also reconstructed and preserved a Seminole settlement. The indigenous people of the Osceola area are the Seminole Native American tribe. They lived in the open-air log frame structures called chickees. They wove palmetto leaves tightly together to create a waterproof roof that protected them from the harsh Florida weather. Why do you think the chickees were built without walls? Our final structure is an authentic Cracker Cow camp. Does this structure look familiar, possibly inspired by another you've seen? These camps are used by the Cracker Cowmen to lodge during the annual cattle drives where they deliver the livestock to market. Crackers got their name from the sound of their whips cracking as they herded cattle. That concludes our virtual tour of the historic Pioneer Village at Shingle Creek. Thank you so much for joining us, and we sure do hope you stop by.